So yeah, as soon as I hear the name Tor Hill, I'm instantly conjuring up images of another more famous Tor Hill, which is this one, yeah, Tor Hill in Glastonbury. But the two hills may have a deeper and more geographical connection rather than just the etymology or the nomenclature of the two. Yeah, so I'm just in the little forest right at the base of Tor Hill now, and you know, even from here it doesn't look like anything special, but when you research or Google even the name Tor Hill in Peebles, it crops up in a rather sinister place. The witch trials of Peebles. I think when I say it's sinister, I mean it's sinister because of what happened to those women, not because of what was going on up here. I don't believe it was any form of necromancy or devil worship. It was pure avoidance of Christian dogma. If I'm not mistaken, there is an avenue of oak and ash trees up to the summit here of Tor Hill, which also reminds me of Tor Hill in Glastonbury. When you get to the top of Tor Hill here, you can begin to see the attraction. It's not a big hill, which probably was a bit of an attraction too, because it would have been easier to get water and food up here, but it sits almost right at the centre of this complete amphitheatre. This coliseum of trees and hills and rivers surrounding it, and this feels like this hill right at the centre. A magical, fantastically powerful spot in this area, which everybody probably craved. And then you just need to look a little bit off the summit of the hill and you can begin to see these concentric circles or ditches running around the hill, because long before the pagan witches and worshippers of medieval times in 15th and 16th century used this hill as a ceremonial site. The Iron Age people of this land used it as a hill fort, and probably a ceremonial site too because of how important it was. And you can see the remains of the hill fort on the side of the hill. You know, and as if all these amazing secrets and coincidences of Tor Hill weren't enough, there's one more, just one more amazing ace that this hill has up its sleeve, which I've just learned about in the last couple of days. This is Roseline Chapel, just in between the Scottish borders and Edinburgh. And anybody who's studied ley lines or watched or read Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code will know that Roseline Chapel here sits on one really, really important ley line. Now these ley lines are lines which crisscross the planet everywhere. And they're so electrifying, so powerful and magnetic to human beings that we've constructed these sacred sites on these ley lines for centuries. And on Roseline Chapel was constructed on a line known as the Roseline. The Roseline, which begins in Paris and ends somewhere in the north of Scotland. Yeah, when you trace the Roseline through the British Isles and France, you will find that it intersects hundreds of ancient and some not so ancient really important sacred site. What does the Roseline have to do with Tor Hill, my insignificant little hill near Peebles? Well, if we trace the Roseline south, we'll find that the line intersects the summit of Tor Hill exactly. That's right, the Roseline. This amazingly powerful, well-known and famous ley line which runs all the way through the UK and on to Paris, comes right through here. Right through here. And I think people knew that, or they sensed that thousands of years ago. What other secrets does this hill hold?